Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at Fantastic Four, The End from Marvel Comics, limited series 2 of 6 by Alan Davis, Mark Farmer, and Joan Callis. Yeah, I bought this. This is the second time I've read it, since I bought it, many years ago. Uh, I don't know what's going on, but we're going to read it and then we're going to figure it out. Art of Alan Davis looks fantastic. And I also like the end of the world. It's not really end of the world, but those imaginary what if stories, because this feels like a what if story because it's a setting in the future. I mean, Tony Stark here is not really in the suit, but his conscience is, I don't know, years away and is basically operating his suit. Banner is sentient, I guess. He's not a mindless monster. They built utopia through the years, but it seems that some people or things called the anarchists want to disrupt this whole thing. Villains, right? And there is some kind of a pact between other races as well, something like that. So, in the last issue, we saw that villains basically attacked a satellite and then they are dissolving in some kind of a goo, which is weird. And we don't know what happens. And we also have, oh yeah, basically, if you didn't see it, this is Spider-Man, by the way. And of course, you remember these guys. And then we have the Bug Squad. Really? Anyway. So these kids would say, hey, we have world peace, but, we can never fight because you had the Avengers back in the day and life is dull. The Avengers look like, well, I'm not sure they are Avengers, but yeah, I guess. And then we go to the higher evolutionary art, again, with the tech. I like tech. Looks really good, and he's being under attack. And I believe this is on Pluto, on Charon, if that's how you say it. And then the Avengers are on the way because somehow they made a pact with the higher let me do that again. Higher evolutionary somehow, because the higher evolutionary is terraforming this planet for the greater good or something. I don't know the relation between that, but he's very happy to see them. And so the Avengers comes in. I like the classic costumes, except that Johnny here has a new costume, which I think, yeah, it suits him really well. And I could be wrong, but I believe he's now the leader of the Avengers or something, which I don't know. But because the Fantastic Four is not there anymore, they not really split up, but we're going their own way. Again, these classic costumes really looks cool. I mean, even the version of Iron Man's costume. I mean, look at this face, man. This helmet looks really evil, right? It's not, but And then we have a female Captain Marvel, and I'm not sure who she is actually. The Silver Surfer in 4, and so they're going outside, but then there is some kind of a radiation here, and said, "Hey, be careful." Of course, Thor uses his hammer to blow away the radiation cloud, and then oh no, it's Ultron or lots of Ultrons. And Iron Man says that all of Ultron's, Ultron was destroyed years ago. There's none left. So who are they and where they come from? Don't know, but they are wreaking havoc here at this place of the higher evolutionary, destroying a lot of, equipment. But then we go back to Earth in the sea on Earth. Namor with the Invisible Woman is looking for archaeological stuff, but Namor is here just to accompany her, and he's basically fed up, and he doesn't want to be here, but this is all crap in his eyes. It's just death and decay, and it doesn't matter who lived here. But then they are seeing, because of what he did here, a Kree map. And basically, the Kree is also part of the story here. We see a little bit of it's not really a flashback, but this is a hologram, how the Kree partially enslaved a couple of humans in the prehistoric times and then turned them into, inhumans, basically. And even the Kree is now still watching and controlling parts of the Inhumans, right? This is on Mars, by the way. A lot of terraforming, a lot of Fantastic Four going their own way, and we have Ben Grimm, if you didn't notice, and he's been bullied by some racists here, and he doesn't like humans, and then he turns into the Thing, right? And then they say, "Oh no, it's Sir Thing. We didn't know it was you. We thought you were human." He says, "What do you mean? I thought I was human. I am a human." And he looks around, and he's on Mars with a lot of different creatures. There's no humans here. So he chased them away, and he's not really happy because on Earth he was being vilified and yelled and screamed because he was a monster and not human. Here's basically the other way around. So he can't win. Meanwhile, we have some kind of a parliament of different civilizations, and you probably recognize a couple of few. You know, the Skrulls, the Rigelians. I know this creature or this race, but I cannot remember it. We have from the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not sure if this coming from Arctus planet but you know, this is Yondu. We have these what's his name? Not Blastar, you know, the Herald of Galactus. Jesus, he controls stone and earth. I got it on the tip of my tongue. We have this techno creatures from New Mutants. Terrax, yes, that was Terrax. We have, I believe, Korgo is the name. He battled the Thing and the Hulk. We have the Paponians, you know, the Impossible Man race. This one was in the beginning with the Jack Kirby storyline. These creatures can turn everything into thought, you know, make real pretty powerful. We have the Stranger here in the corner, and I believe this is I'm not sure if his name is Gaza or something like that, or Choot from Starjammers. Of course, we have Ego, the Living Planet, on the background, and a couple of others. And they talk about how the Earth. Well, I mean, the Skrulls have some thoughts about that. It seems that Earth technology has increased immensely in a very short time, and they think that the Kree is responsible for that. He says, well, our interventions was limited to the tribe known as the Inhumans. We didn't do nothing. And then they brought up that Reed Richards was responsible for all that, right? And the Skrulls really know who's Reed Richards because he's part of the Fantastic Four, tangled with the Skrulls. Is this the Shi'ar? I guess so, right? And they talk about, I'm not sure why they are debating this, but maybe they are curious or maybe, concerned about the technology advancement, the unnatural advancement, according to them, of human civilization. And he says, well, we're going to honor the protocol as long as the quarantine shell around the Sol system remains intact. I don't know really, again, what the quarantine system is. I believe it was in the last issue or the first issue. Can't remember it anymore. But there are some satellites around Earth, and it prevents, I believe, alien invasions and signals going out and all that stuff. Meanwhile, we have the Avengers battling the Ultrons, but they are not made of adamantium, and they are also dissolving in some kind of a goo, which is weird because that's not how it's supposed to be. Also, the quarantine satellite has vaporized. So it was all a ruse, all a distraction. Even the evolutionary comes in, and it was all this attack, all this wanted damage, a distraction. Who would perpetrate such insanity, he says. We have been calling the anarchists, bored criminals indulging in random acts of vandalism. So it seems that the criminals are left Earth or something, superhero criminals, which I think that's weird and stupid. I mean, there's a lot of criminals with superpowers still living on Earth, but maybe they aren't. I don't know. Let's move on. I don't want to hurt my brain over that. All right, ads. Johnny says there's some kind of a large-scale attack, obviously highly organized and part of some larger strategy. So they are thinking somebody is behind him. Duh. Even Nick Fury comes in and he's basically analyzing the goo stuff that destroyed the other satellite that was broken. But we don't have much answers, in my opinion. We are just establishing, okay, this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening, and we research this one, and this is happening. But to be honest, I don't really know where this is going, right? I know there's some stuff happening, and there's some things shrouded in mystery, like the signal communication is from outside the solar system once punched through the quarantine fields, and it was directed at Mars. And we see Ben Grimm here because he's angry, right? Because he has a short temper. Alicia comes in and you're basically reassuring that it's okay to be, human and a rock monster. All fine and dandy, but, sure. I'm not sure we have to waste this. I mean, she just comes in and say, hey, I mean, I get it, right? But Ben Grimm, he's been around forever. All this unnecessary irritation and, punching rocks. I mean, he should be over that, in my opinion. He's been the thing for forever, right? At one point, he should have accepted that this is the way it is, and he now can turn also back into Ben Grimm, and he's still insecure about his, about the racism thing, right? Just, dude, get over it, man. It's just, I mean, I know it's not racism, but him being these people hating humans and all that stuff. It's just, it's how it is, You never can get of racism, ever. Maybe that's an unpopular thing to say, but you never, ever, ever gonna get rid of racism. It is what it is, right? You can strive to do better, but it never, ever goes away. It's been there since the beginning of time, since the beginning of humans. But still, even in the future, he's still crying about that. Just stop it. Yeah, you have a happy family. You have a gorgeous wife who loves you for many years. And don't act like you are a victim, man. You hit the jackpot. So shut up. And I like Ben Grimm. All right. Meanwhile, Sue is say, hey, it was a Cree city, Namor, but it was built on another far older ruin, and the minerals are alien to Earth, maybe even alien to our universe. I can't thank you enough for helping me find this place. It's truly amazing. He says, okay, but can we go now? Now he says, I want to examine more closely. He says, I need to get out of here because the water's hot and toxic. He says, well, you can go. I'm just staying here. I do not remember you being interested in archaeology before. And she talks about her children. They share this kind of fascination. And then she thinks, okay, maybe if I connected with them doing the same exact thing, that would be bring closer to them. And but then Namor says something, yeah, Franklin Valeria. Yes, it was a great tragedy. So it seems that they are dead. She doesn't want to talk about it. Of course, Namor wants to comfort her because he still has a thing for her. Dude, it's been ages. Please move on. And then, oh no, Atuma has found Namor and wants to, of course, kill him because it's an eternal battle between them, right? And that, and then we go to space. Sorry. Where Johnny is sitting on the surfboard of the Norrin Rat. And I didn't know he can breathe into space. Did I miss something? Has it to do with some shields, or maybe he took a pill that he can breathe in space or something? I don't know. It's not really explained, just accept it. And they're going to Mars now because of the signal. And I'm not sure why the rest of the Avengers are not going with them, but it seems since Silver Surfer can, fly at the speed of light, I believe he could get closer. And so Fury assumed the signal might be Kree in origin because the humans are on Mars, but the Inhumans have no loyalty to the Kree, quite the opposite. Fury chose you to go to Mars because your relationship to the Inhuman royal family gives you a unique insight to the secretive culture. Wouldn't bet on it, Norrin. I'd still be with Crystal if I hadn't been able to fit in. But Ben will help. He's there with Alicia and the children. And so I need to get there as fast as possible. All right. And then we go to the last page to read. And he's still doing this reaches thing because he is, he's an inventor. We see She-Hulk watching, and then also the Watcher. And there's something going on. He says, "Are you here on the council commands, Watcher Oira? To remind you of your oath, you are forbidden to interfere. This is a terminal crisis locus that has consequences for the entire galaxy. And if humankind is exterminated, you must watch." All right, there is danger. The problem is I don't feel really the danger. I don't know who is the perpetrator, who is behind this. So it feels like a search mission the whole time. Go here, find out there is something wrong. This is something happening here. Equipment is being destroyed, but we don't see who it is or what it is or what they want. So I'm missing that particular part in here because it should drip feed me as a little bit of a story of where this is going, except that people are in danger, but that's about it, right? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that leads us to the next issue. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'm not sure. We are 2 issues in. Maybe it's too early. We have 4 to go. We'll see. Bye-bye.